Hello, my lovelies. Welcome back to Story Hub UG. And in today's story, we are going to be talking about the Nyero Rock, which is found in Uganda. Uganda is part of Africa, and the Nyero Rock is one of the tourist attractions in Uganda that is mostly visited. This rock has a legend which it swallowed the newlyweds and they were never returned, or they never were seen after that night. We'll be talking about what happened and I'll be taking you through the story. But before we go into the story, I would like to tell you a little bit about the Nyero Rock. The site dates back to the Iron Age, around 1250 to 1650 AD. Although some experts believe the art could even be older, the Nyero Rock is known for its ancient geometric paintings, mainly red and white circles, lines, and patterns drawn with natural pigments like iron oxide. These paintings are believed to have been created by the early hunter-gatherer communities, possibly the ancestors of the Batwa people. Batwa people, they are part of also Uganda's history, and the site has three main rock shelters. It has Nyero 1, Nyero 2, and Nyero 3, each with unique paintings and large balancing boulders. The second shelter, Nyero 2, is the most famous. It's where you will find the ionic red concentric circles painted on the ceiling. For centuries, Nyero Rock has been considered a sacred place. Locals performed rituals there for rain, fertility, and protection. Even today, elders and spiritual leaders treat it with deep respect. Nyero Rock paintings are listed as part of the UNESCO, which is UNESCO UNESCO World Heritage tentative list for their cultural and historical value. Now allow me and I go into the story and let's see how these newlyweds were swallowed, because this is one of the legends that is behind this rock. If you go there, they will tell you about this legend, and if you decide to read about it, search about it, you will find out about this legend. Long ago, before the roads crossed Teso and before white chalk marked the ancient caves, Nyero Rock was a place of songs, laughter, and sacrifice. People believed the spirits of the ancestors lived inside the giant stones, watching, listening, and guarding the land. In a nearby village lived a beautiful young woman named Akelo. Known for her bright laughter and kindness, she was betrothed to Otim, a strong hunter who never returned empty-handed from the forest. Their love was pure and humble, and when the wedding day came, the whole village gathered to celebrate. Drums thundered, women danced, and elders blessed the couple. But as the sun began to set, a sudden wind swept across the land. Cold and sharp, the sky darkened, though it was still day, and the firewood crackled strangely. An old seer, blind and trembling, whispered, "The spirits of Nyero are not pleased. Someone has broken an ancient vow." The crowd grew silent. Then from among them an old woman stood up and cried, "They have built their new home at the foot of Nyero Rock. No one must live there. That place belongs to the spirits." The people gasped. It was true. Otim had built his hut beneath the great rock's shadow, thinking it was a place of strength and shelter, but Nyero was sacred ground. Long ago, the elders had warned that those who disturbed the spirits' rest would vanish into the stone forever. Ignoring the fear, Otim and Akelo laughed nervously and promised to pour liberations at the night to ask forgiveness. The drums resumed, the people danced again, but uneasily as night fell. Thunder rolled throughout rain. From their new hut beneath the giant rock, the newlyweds heard whispers in the wind. The ground trembled softly. Akelo clutched Otim's arm. "Do you hear it?" she whispered. "It's just the storm," Otim said, but his voice shook. Then the earth split with a defining roar. The massive rock glowed, faintly red as it's alive. The whispers became voices, ancient, echoing, angry. A blinding light burst from the cracks, and before anyone could run to help, the ground swallowed their heart whole. When dawn came, the villagers found only small stone where the hut had been. No signs of the couple remained, no ashes, no footprints, just the mark of two faint handprints pressed onto the rock, side by side as it froze, as if frozen in time. From that day, people called it the stone that swallowed the newlyweds. Elders warned their children never to laugh loudly or sleep near the sacred rock. For the spirits, they remember what belongs to them, and they will never forget. Years passed, seasons changed, grass grew tall around the sacred rock. The people stopped holding weddings near it, and no one dared to fetch water from the nearby stream after sunset. But one year, a drought struck the land. Rivers dried, crops withered, and even the elders' prayers seemed unheard. The village chief gathered his council and said, "We must ask the spirits of Nyero for mercy. They were angered once, perhaps they can be calmed again." The elders nodded fearfully, so they chose Lanyero, the daughter of Akelo's younger sister, a girl born on the very night her aunt vanished. Lanyero was brave, great, and curious about the old legends. When she was told she must take an offering to the rock, she agreed. "If my aunt and my uncle were swallowed there," she said, "then their spirits will know me. I will not fear them." That evening, carrying a gund of milk and a basket of millet, Lanyero walked to Nyero Rock alone. The air was still, the birds had gone quiet. She placed the offerings on a flat stone and whispered, "Great spirits of Nyero, forgive our people, bring back the rains." Then from deep within the rock came a low hum. Like distant drums under the earth, the ground trembled softly, and the surface of the stone began to smear. Lanyero stopped closer. To her shock, she saw faint images forming on the stone. Two shadowy figures, a man and a woman, their faces blurred, but their hands still clasped together. A voice, soft and sorrowful, echoed around her. "We are not gone, we are bound. The vow was broken, and so we remain beneath the stone." Lanyero fell to her knees. "How can I free you?" she cried. The voices spoke again, fading like the wind. "Restore what was taken. Honor what was forgotten. Let no heart mock the sacred." Then the images vanished, and the hum faded into silence. But when Lanyero looked up, she saw clouds gathering for the first time in months. Rain fell gently over Nyero, soaking the dry earth and washing her tears into the soil. When she returned to the village, drenched but smiling, the people rejoiced. They named her Lanyero the Rain Bearer. From that day, every year before weddings, the villagers returned to Nyero Rock, not to dance, but to pray and offer thanks to the spirits of Otim and Akelo, the lovers who became guardians of the stone. And sometimes when the moon is full and the night is quiet, villagers swear they can still hear two voices singing softly from inside the rock, a song of love that even death could not silence. Generations passed, and the story of Otim and Akelo became just a tale told to scare children. Tourists began visiting Nyero Rock, taking pictures and laughing at the painted curves. Some even carved their names into the sacred stones. The elders warned them, but no one believed anymore. Then came Kato, a young university student from Kampala. He was studying archaeology and wanted to make his name by uncovering the truth behind the old Nyero legend. When he arrived with his camera, notebook, and drone, he laughed at the local guides' warnings. "It's just rock and stories," he said. "Science will explain everything." That night, he decided to camp near the rock, right beneath the same stone that had swallowed the newlyweds. The wind was quiet, the moon was full, and his fire flicked weakly. As he sat, writing notes, he heard a faint hum, a deep vibration coming from inside the rock. He looked up, confused. Then his light flickered and went out. Silence, only the whisper of wind moving through the cracks of stone. He switched on his torch and froze. On the smooth rock surface, two faint handprints were glowing, bright and red as though lit from within. The same mark the villagers spoke of. He stepped closer, whispering nervously, "It's just minerals, glowing minerals." But then, in a soft voice echoed from deep within the stone, a woman's voice, sad and gentle, "Why do you laugh where others wept?" Kato dropped his torch. The rock collapsed once, a slow heartbeat. Then he heard another voice, this one deep and cold. "Respect the ground that remembers." Suddenly the earth quaked. Beneath him, his camera fell and shattered. The great rock cracked silently, releasing a low trembling surge, like something ancient waking from a long sleep. Kato ran. He did not stop until he reached the village. His face was pale, his voice shaking. He told the elders everything. The old chief only nodded slowly and said, "You have been warned, son. Nyero does not sleep. It only waits." The next morning, the villagers went to see the rock. Went to see. Yeah, later. The next morning, the villagers went to see the rock. The rock was silent, but the handprints had changed. They were now three, two small, side by side, and a third one, larger, newer, pressed just below them. From that day, no one dared come near Nyero Rock again. And when thunder rose without rain, the villagers say it's Otim and Akelo, reminding the living that love and sacred places are never to be mocked. The spirits of the land never truly die. They only wait for those who forget. Which lessons do we learn from this? We learn to never mock the dead or never mock the sacred. If they tell you something is sacred, please make sure you stay away from it as possible as you can.